Ilanites, Bulgaria, October 2025. In October 2025, torrential rain and lightning floods swiftly swept through the small town of Ilanites, devastating the beautiful coastal landscape and triggering a large-scale disaster. Once one of Bulgaria's most charming tourist destinations, Ilanites has now become an apocalyptic scene beyond anyone's worst predictions. In just a few hours, the downpour turned the town's cobblestone streets into raging rivers. Residents and tourists, who had originally come to enjoy the peaceful seaside, were forced to flee in fear, trying to escape the violent mudflows and sudden flooding. Such a disaster had not occurred in decades, and Elonites' catastrophe shocked the entire country of Bulgaria. The footage filmed in early October looked like something straight out of a doomsday disaster movie. The flood mercilessly swept away cars, buildings, and apartments, with furniture floating in the raging current. Many tourists in hotels were trapped on upper floors, relying on flashlights to find even a glimmer of hope in the darkness. Howling winds, rolling floods, and desperate screams echoed throughout the town, becoming the painful soundtrack to this disaster. According to reports from the Bulgarian Meteorological Institute, the rainfall in Ilanites over 24 hours on October the 4th set an unprecedented record, almost equivalent to an entire month's worth of rainfall. The local drainage system, which could only handle light rainfall, completely failed under the onslaught of this unexpected flood. Water rushed down from the mountains, combining with storm-driven seawater, creating a double impact effect that quickly engulfed the entire town, causing water levels to rise dramatically. As the situation worsened, authorities declared a state of emergency and began evacuating residents and tourists from the most dangerous areas. However, due to widespread infrastructure damage, many residents and tourists were stranded in isolated locations, unable to escape. Many local residents shared that they had no time to gather important belongings as the flood came without warning, only managing to grab a single bag. One German tourist recalled, "We just wanted a vacation, but it turned into a nightmare. The water came suddenly, and we had to hold onto the balcony in the dark, just hoping to survive." Her description not only reflected the extreme panic of the tourists, but also revealed the vulnerability of these once idyllic vacation spots in the face of natural disasters. Meteorologists quickly issued warnings, stating that the Elonites flood disaster is a stark example of the worsening climate crisis. Rising temperatures in the Black Sea have intensified storms, making coastal resorts like Ilanites ill-prepared for such natural disasters. A local climate researcher pointed out that without timely improvements to infrastructure, such disasters are expected to occur more frequently in the future. In terms of rescue efforts, the Bulgarian government deployed significant resources. Rescue teams used inflatable boats and helicopters to reach stranded areas, but due to the complex terrain and harsh weather, the progress was extremely slow. Many hotel guests waved white cloths from rooftops, hoping to be spotted by aerial rescue teams. In some high-rise buildings, hotel staff and police worked together to move tourists to upper floors, ensuring their safety and providing whatever water and food they could. As time passed, the death toll continued to rise. Initial reports indicated that at least 5 people had died and dozens were injured, with further increases expected as rescue operations continue. Media outlets around the world broadcast scenes of the disaster, and videos on social media quickly spread globally. One video showed a restaurant's roof being swept away by the flood in seconds, with tables, chairs, and refrigerators carried off by the current. Another video captured a car spinning uncontrollably in the floodwaters. The Bulgarian government immediately held an emergency meeting, requesting assistance from the EU and neighboring countries. As the disaster escalated, military and border police were sent to the scene to help build temporary bridges and restore communication with the outside world. Dozens of ambulances were on standby, ready to receive casualties. Tourism experts have pointed out that this disaster will deal a heavy blow to Bulgaria's tourism industry, especially at a time when the country is trying to recover from the shadow of